On the morning of the 21st of October 1966, the village of Aberfan, a close-knit community in South Wales, was about to face one of the darkest days in British history. For decades, the waste from the Merthyr Vale colliery was dumped on the hills above Aberfan, casting a shadow over the village and its inhabitants. Despite the known dangers and repeated warnings, 7 massive spoil tips stood ominously above the community. And directly beneath these looming mounds of industrial waste lay Pantglas Junior School, where the children of Aberfan, oblivious to the danger overhead, went about their daily learning. The spoil tips, a stark reminder of the village's reliance on coal, also underscored a glaring oversight of safety, placing the schoolchildren and their families in peril's path. Warnings of the dangers posed by the spoil tips, particularly the 7th, were repeatedly ignored. Positioned above underground springs, the tip's instability was a ticking time bomb, exacerbated by the heavy rainfall leading up to the disaster. At 9:15 a.m., after weeks of relentless heavy rain that saturated the hillsides, the unimaginable horror began. Over 150,000 cubic meters of slurry, which is a dark, dense mixture of water-saturated mining debris, broke free from the confines of Tip 7. This moving mass transformed into a devastating avalanche, hurtling down the hillside with ferocious speed and power. The slurry, now a monstrous wave of destruction, obliterated everything in its path, its force amplified by the steep descent. The children, full of life and excitement about the upcoming half-term holiday, were settling into their classrooms, unaware of the looming catastrophe. Teachers commenced the day's lessons, marking the attendance registers, a routine morning activity that would soon be disrupted by an event of unprecedented scale. The avalanche of slurry collided with the school with a thunderous roar, breaching the walls of 4 classrooms. The impact was catastrophic, trapping teachers and students under a deluge of thick sludge. The force of the landslide was so immense that it caused the school building to collapse in parts, burying those inside under a mixture of mud, rubble, and mining waste. The classrooms, once vibrant centers of learning, became tombs for the trapped, with survival chances diminishing by the second. Outside, the village was plunged into chaos. The sound of the collapsing tip, described by witnesses as akin to a low-flying jet or thunder, alerted the community to the disaster. A sense of dread overcame the community as parents, miners, and rescue workers rushed towards the school, desperate to find survivors. The scene they encountered was one of utter horror, a landscape altered beyond recognition, with the school and surrounding area buried under a sea of slurry. Villagers, many of them coal miners with their own hands, dug through the debris in a race against time. The community's response was a testament to their resilience and solidarity as they united in the face of tragedy. Yet, the task was overwhelming. The slurry, having solidified, posed a significant challenge to the rescue efforts, with every shovel of mud feeling like a race against time. The disaster claimed the lives of 116 children and 28 adults, marking it as one of the darkest days in Welsh history. The loss was immeasurable, and the grief profound. Aberfan's heartbreak was a national tragedy, a stark reminder of the dangers of industrial neglect and the importance of vigilance in protecting the most vulnerable. The memory of that day and the lives lost continues to resonate, a haunting legacy of the moment when the mountain moved.